Donald Trump won an election that is being felt around the world still today. You talk about France. Look, this is why we must support our guys, these men and women who are in the barrel right now, because if they take out Pete Hegseth, they already got Matt Gaetz. If they take out Pete, then they're going to be on to Tulsi Gabbard or Kennedy or Kash Patel next, and we must hold the line.
The ludicrous pressure campaign to confirm MAGA acolyte Pete Hegseth, and as you heard there, Tulsi Gabbard and others, in the face of real concerns about their fitness and ability and qualifications to lead the departments they've been tapped to lead. In Hegseth's case, the Defense Department is where we start the hour. Joining me at the table, host of the Independent Americans podcast, founder and CEO of Independent Veterans of America, Paul Rieckhoff's back. Also joining us, former RNC spokesman, now the host of the Bulwark podcast, MSNBC political analyst Tim Miller. Paul, I start with you.
Pete Hegseth is the tip of the spear. He's the tip of the spear for the MAGA movement. They've now coalesced around him. They're using all their weapons and assets to back him up. And I think it is a line in the sand. It's a line in the sand for them. It's a line in the sand for democracy.
Why?
Because he's up first.
But why not say we didn't know he was accused of rape and that 10 people at Fox said he shows up for work drunk? Why not give it to Tom Cotton or someone that is as MAGA-y? Tom Cotton wrote the op-ed about the Insurrection Act.
If you can bust through at Hegseth, other things become easy. This is a long ball play by Trump. He knows it's a reach. It wouldn't happen in normal times. And now Pete Hegseth, I've said this before, is the perfect guy to carry the flag and literally be the tip of the spear for this movement. And he will, if he goes down, he'll be a sacrificial lamb and he'll get to co-host with Bongino and he'll still be very relevant to this community. But I think it's also showed the playbook, because this is exactly what they'll use for Tulsi Gabbard. It's exactly what they'll use for Kash Patel and the next one up. And the question is going to be, where are the moderates? Susan Collins is now in the crosshairs. They're not going to have the same kind of impact on her. Lisa Murkowski, same situation. And I think Joni Ernst is also probably being very strategic here. They're not just saying, let's wait for the confirmation hearings. They're saying, let's wait for the FBI investigation, because you can't spin that. And let's see if anything else comes out. Hegseth has challenged his accusers. One of them might accept that challenge and could be on a news program any day now. So I think they're keeping their powder dry, and to some extent they're keeping their head down. And there's a long time between now and a confirmation hearing. So I think it's a smart play on behalf of those moderates to wait and see.
There are too many doubts, too many risks and threats to our national security from this appointment. I think my Republican colleagues are really deeply troubled. And to be really blunt, if the fear of Donald Trump and his potential retribution were less, there's no question that this nomination would go down and go down heavily.
That was Senator Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut expressing doubt that Pete Hegseth will be confirmed, talking about private conversations with Republican senators. We're back with Paul and Tim. Your thoughts?
I am not counting on the Democrats to stop Pete Hegseth. I think Tammy Duckworth is uniquely effective as a combat vet. She's probably going to be the lead element for the Democrats here. But when you get down to Blumenthal and others, I don't think it's as formidable. They don't have the same punch and the same power.
Well, they're not in the majority. They don't have the numbers.
Right, but I think at the end of the day, what I'm looking to are actually the whistleblowers and the press. They're going to have to hold the line here. They're going to have to continue to investigate and find out what else comes out. And there's a lot of people who have been in writing, alleging things about Pete Hegseth. Only takes one of them to go to the press. And maybe those negotiations are happening now. Maybe they're trying to get security protections and other assurances so they can come forward. But there's a long time between now and then. And also there's the FBI. I mean, it's not coincidental that they're attacking the FBI while the FBI is investigating all these people. So this is a moment, especially in the next couple of weeks, for the FBI to do what the FBI is designed to do. And if it's in writing and presented before the FBI and it's incriminating or disqualifying, then that forces their hand. So I think some of them are actually exercising some strategic patience here. They're recognizing it's a long fight and they've got to keep their head down to some extent and pick their spots. But right now, the ball is in the court of the press, the whistleblowers, and the FBI.
I mean, let me just respectfully push back a little bit. What more could the FBI yield than 10 former Fox colleagues of Hegseth saying he went to work drunk and was smelling like alcohol before we went on the air, a 22-page police report from the Monterey Police Department alleging sexual assault, a settlement? I mean, like settlements is what got Bill O'Reilly fired from Fox News.
I feel you. All of that.
No, but I'm just saying, like, you're talking about like an FBI background. What else could it yield?
Plenty more where that came from.
So just quantity.
More and other. I mean, none of that was known just 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So the FBI has resources that the press doesn't have and that the whistleblowers don't have. And again, I think it's a matter of time. This is a guy who has been known and out there with at least a degree of, if you want to generously call it, sloppiness over the last couple of years, right? I mean, there is a lot more opportunity for people to step forward and to say, you know what, I'm not intimidated. I'm not going to be afraid. I am going to step forward because I am a survivor of sexual assault, or I'm a relation or a former colleague. Mm-hmm. And there's plenty of time. And that's where, if I were the Democrats and the FBI, I would be focusing on those people and providing protection and call their bluff. If they're saying, hey, we're challenging whistleblowers to come forward, see if a whistleblower will.
Wow. Paul, just bottom line this for me. What, you want to make a prediction? What do you think happens?
I can't make a prediction. I don't. And I think that's the important part here, is this is very dynamic and it could change by the end of the hour.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. All right. Don't go too far then.